Does your sports card business need a bookkeeping system? If you want to save money on taxes and make better, more profitable business decisions, yes, it'll help very much. But what is bookkeeping and how can you set up a bookkeeping system? I'm Jonny Petrucco, a licensed IRS enrolled agent and certified QuickBooks Pro advisor. And you might be like many of my clients that despise bookkeeping, or maybe you're of the few that want to give this a try on your own and like handling the numbers for yourself. I really applaud you because that's how I am. I want to be in the details and know what's happening. But there's another very good reason to hire someone like me. You need to specialize on what you do and let someone who knows, because bookkeeping, as I'll get into, is not only categorizing transactions. This is a major part, but there are more adjusting journal entries and more details that someone who doesn't fully know what they're doing can make mistakes. And I've untangled a lot of mess. So bookkeeping is a process of capturing and recording financial transactions, mainly to produce something. These are your financial statements, mainly balance sheet, profit and loss, and cash flow statement. I'm going to make some videos going in depth on each of these on how to use it and how to read it. Now, without a system, it's easy to miss out on transactions that you could have deducted on your taxes. And this is very important for knowing your profitability, for being able to look at trends and knowing how to reduce your expenses. And this information will help you identify trends in your business. It'll help you see what expenses you can cut. And for those who are S-Corp businesses, I've seen the owners lose track of their contributions, their distributions. So your balance sheet is very helpful in keeping track of that. Again, to have this useful information that will help you make better decisions and save money on taxes, you need a bookkeeping system. And I can give you 4 different steps on how to get this set up. Okay, first thing, if you have not already, open up a business bank account. So for this, you need your LLC, your EIN number. It's understandable at the beginning of your startup to commingle personal and business funds, but don't delay. Some people forget, 6 months, a year goes by, and funds are still in the same bank account. Now, this is dangerous with certain laws and the IRS, but also mainly you're gonna forget expenses, and there's a lot of missed opportunity here. As soon as possible, get a business bank account, business credit card, and do your best to keep only business transactions there. There's a way to deal with the occasional personal transactions that go in, but this is the basis for a bookkeeping system. Step 2 is to pick your bookkeeping software. Now, if you're at this point and you're already getting a headache regarding bookkeeping, now's your time to reach out to me and I'll happily have a call with you and get set up for your bookkeeping service. But if you want to be in the mix of your transactions, do it yourself, then the rest of this is for you. So there's a ton of softwares out there. There's even reselling specific accounting softwares. But for now, I have 3 recommendations. The 3 softwares I'd recommend in order are QuickBooks, and then Wave, and your Excel spreadsheet. Okay, with the Excel spreadsheet, there's a manual process here. Of course, you can automate a lot, and I've automated many Excel spreadsheets, but there still is some issues with pooling in transactions. And hey, you can do it, but not the first choice. It still works. It works for many people. Now, Wave, this is a free bookkeeping software, and it's quite good. So for those that aren't ready to pay the up to $35 a month, and there's discounts you can get for QuickBooks, but with Wave, it's free and it's pretty sophisticated. There's the features of taking pictures of receipts. There's all kinds of features that are quite good, invoicing and such. Now with QuickBooks, this is the behemoth. They have so many apps integrated. I love using the PayPal, Shopify, eBay connectors. There's other third-party apps that make the bookkeeping easier. There are all kinds of rules that you can automate future transactions. There's a proper bank reconciliation module. There's great reporting. So QuickBooks is definitely the recommendation for someone that is scaling up their business. They're not selling $5,000 a year, but you are slowly increasing. And if you want to have the proper system set up, I recommend QuickBooks. And hey, there's other great ones out there, but that's the recommendation I have. The third step after you choose QuickBooks or Wave is to set up your chart of accounts. Your chart of accounts are all your categories that you're going to put these transactions into. Now, these accounting softwares offer you generic, out-of-the-box chart of accounts that does not fit sports card businesses. Categories such as card supplies, eBay fees. These are good categories to add. And maybe I should just make a downloadable chart of accounts for sports card businesses. So let me know if you think I should do that. The fourth step is to establish your daily, weekly, monthly, and quarterly routine for processing your bookkeeping. At this point, you've selected your software, you've integrated your bank accounts, credit cards, you have a good chart of accounts. And so where do all these transactions go? Remember, bookkeeping is putting transactions into the right buckets, so that when you pull that report, it's useful and it's real and it's something that you can make good decisions based off of. And during tax time, it's going to be a lot easier because when you file as a sole proprietor or an S corporation, there is not one line item that says expenses. It's very good to delineate, just as you do in your bookkeeping, what is an advertising cost, eBay fees, shipping, etc. On a daily basis, you can take pictures of receipts, have that go into QuickBooks. It automatically matches it for you. You can record your cash purchases. This usually can be done on a separate physical or digital notepad. You can go into QuickBooks or Wave and categorize things, but most people maybe would do that weekly, monthly, quarterly, but monthly would be a good recommendation. Or maybe once a week, you have a good routine of inputting your receipts and cash purchases, categorizing things. It's a good idea to establish this as a habit, just like we would for any other habit we have in our life. Now, on a monthly basis, we should be producing our financial statements. So there's a month-end close process. Usually by the 5th or 10th of the month, you're closing the previous month's books. So if we wanted to close March's books by April 10th, we would have fully categorized everything, reconciled the bank accounts, and reviewed the balance sheet and profit and loss to ensure accuracy. And then now you have something to look at. We can run that report to compare previous periods. There's other sophisticated things we can do, even especially as you make your journal entries for sales. This will help you delineate between different categories of sales. It just depends on how much detail you want and how much know-how you have and how to get that done. For businesses with lower activity, I recommend doing this on a quarterly basis, running the financial statements every 3 months. And that way we can pace and see 4 times a year what your profitability is. You can consider, review your expenses, and that's at a minimum. It'd be good to review that, 4 times a year. If you have this system in place, whether between daily and quarterly, tax time will be much, much easier. No more looking back at a year's worth of data and trying to extract years of expense. And it's a very stressful way to do it. And there will be mistakes. Well, this was a very general overview of bookkeeping. Let me know if you have specific questions for your situation. And of course, reach out to me on my calendar. We can schedule a free discovery call where I can give you some tips and maybe even work with you on improving your bookkeeping system so you can save money on taxes and make better, more profitable business decisions. That's all for now. At Sports Card Tax Guy, we are trading IRS stress for financial success. Take care. Talk later.